So, today we got another plan going on. We got this little guy right here, which is Pooh Bear's ex-boyfriend. Anyway, he's in skeleton form now. So, what we got going on is we want to do a graveyard scene out in front of our house. And I got 4 of these guys. We picked these up at, where did we get these?
Menards.
Menards. So you got them, I think 25 bucks a piece if I remember right. They're about the cheapest we could find. They are kind of cheap. And basically what we're going to do is we got 4 of these that we're going to turn into different things. So I think this guy here, we're going to have him kind of sitting up and then he's going to be kind of twerking. You know, twerking like this. Really slowly twerking. No? Okay. So he's gonna be sitting out of his grave and he's gonna be doing this action type, and then we have 3 others that we're gonna shoot videos on. So this is gonna be our first video, but to start this project off, Pooh Bear, grab a leg.
We're gonna have to do some.
Lay him out. Okay.
To do some skeleton surgery.
Okay. Alright. So, I'm just going to need half of this dude. If you watched our fire pit video yesterday, actually, this just came out. We took the bones off the bottom side of one of the other ones we got, and we used them to put inside of our fire pit to make that. So they come in handy for that. All I'm going to need is this top section of this dude right here. Top section of this dude right here. And what are you laughing at? Okay, top section of this guy right here is all I'm going to need. So what we're going to basically do is pop him off at the hips and tear him apart. So, if you get the same skeleton on the side here, there's just 2 screws on his hips. His or hers, for your preference. I think what we're planning on doing with these guys is probably have a gravestone with like our names on it. I don't know if that's bad luck. I'll have to look into that. But I wanted one, I'm stripping that out. One to look like Pooh Bear and one to look like me, so I'm going to have one with a little bit of blonde hair on it. And then me with no hair on it, but maybe a beard. So it kind of looks like us coming out of these graves. Thought that'd be kind of cool. Then we might have the kids for the other 2. So I got that one off. And all I'm doing is there's just screws on the side here. We might be able to use the bottom half to have like little kicking legs coming out of the grave, all like that. What do you think of that there, Pooh Bear?
I guess.
She gets so into these videos, I'm telling you. I feel like I'm always the one talking and she's just like, yeah, that's cool. So y'all need to leave in the comments that Pooh Bear needs to talk more. He's alright. Hello, dickhead. So, this is what we're ending up with. Detach, pretty easy little thing. Now you got the upper legs that you can use the bottom part of that for anything. I think we'll think of something, we'll shoot a video on it. But what we need is this guy right here. And basically we're going to have him, if everything works out right, he'll be sitting about like this. And I'm going to build a contraption under him using a windshield wiper motor. That's pretty much going to turn like this, and he's going to sit and go, and then we might knock his head loose so that his neck does this thing here. And yeah, so that's the first step. Okay guys, so we went ahead and built this contraption here. I got a big huge piece of wood under here. And then these pieces right here are both a foot up. And then I did about 3 inches down. I bored a hole through on both sides. And then I set a centerpiece here so that I could pretty much screw into it from the bottom and screw in it from the sides here. So this thing will be nice and steady and be able to hold our little guy. So I took this this pipe here, I think it's about an inch, and ran it through the center of it. Now what I'm going to do is I bought these hose clamps here, and I'm going to screw this windshield wiper motor. So I bought this off of Amazon. I think I can't remember what I paid for this. They're pretty cheap. I think it was like 20 bucks or something like that. But I bought quite a few of them. But I'm going to go ahead and bolt that up dead center right here is what I'm trying to do. And then I can go ahead and run my pipe up and drill my hole through this. And we're going to see how much movement we can get out of this guy. We might have to rebuild a bracket here so we can extend it out so we can get some real jiggling out of him. But we'll see. I'm going to run it like this and see what we got first. Alright, so we got those. We'll put one right here to clamp it. And then the other one right back here. Ish. If you hear the loud breathing, it's my wife, it's not me.
I'm not doing anything.
Okay, got that. Now we can slide this guy in. Tighten these clamps down. They're always fun to start when you get them pulled out. Okay, I'm going to clamp these down real quick and I'll be right back with you. Okay guys, so if you get one of these motors like I did, you have 4 wires running off of it. You have a white, red, green, and yellow right there. And they'll be coming up here. I taped them up, they're all under this, but what I did was I ordered up one of these little switches that's supposed to slow it down. They're real cheap on Amazon. I think they're called Bojack. And so what I did was, before I was running the green and yellow like what I saw online, but it wasn't working. My motor just kept jolting. And so what I did was I took a ground and I grounded it to this little screw on the end of the motor, and I used it as my negative. So when you hook up one of these switches, you'll want to go on the back here. It says motor and power. So it says motor positive, negative, power positive, negative. So you'll take your white one and you run that to your negative on your motor side. And then you take your green, the one that comes out of here. Green is the slow one. You can go with the fast one, which is the yellow, but I went with the green one, which is slower. And it seems like my switch isn't really working that good anyway, because it's not really slowing it down. It makes it go faster, just don't slow it down. So my skeleton might just be going blah, 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 blah. Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, green's the slow, so I put that on the positive side. So you got your white off your motor into your negative motor, and your green off your motor into your positive motor. And then what I did was I got one of these 12 volt they're adapters, and basically they come with these little clips right here that you plug in, and it'll have a positive and negative written right here. So you cut off a little piece of your positive, run it to your positive side on your power on this switch, and then your white one to your negative sides on your switch here, and you'll plug them in just like this, and then your motor should power up and work just fine after that. So I'm going to go ahead and tape up the rest of this so I don't have any loose ends, and I'll be right back. There she is, all fired up. You can turn the switch and make it go faster or slower. That's actually at its slowest. Which I'd like it to go slower than that, but I mean, it is what it is. I guess we'll have a floppy skeleton. I guess we'll find out. So let's start getting the rest of this done. What I did was on these two top screws, I put 2 screws in on the top here where this pole runs through, basically, so it don't go back through, but it'll still allow it to rotate back and forth. So there's a screw there and a screw there. Leave it a little bit of room. Okay guys, got that all drilled out. Now what I'm going to do is just take this piece, I drilled a hole through here, kind of laid it where I think it would be, which is on top of the motor here. Thought about where it was, drilled a hole through. Now I'll shove this bolt through the hole. Hopefully. Just like that. Shove that through there. Now I got a bunch of washers and nuts and stuff like that, so I'll take a set of nuts actually first, or washers. I'm going to run a washer on this side. Put a washer through there. Push it back through again. Washer. And I think what I'm going to do is slap a lock nut on this side so that it doesn't jiggle itself loose. But you don't want to tighten this one down. You want it somewhat loose so that it has room to rotate. So we'll go just like that. Give her a little room. Now, if everything works right, when I plug this back in, there you go. So basically, what's going to happen is we will be hooking this skeleton up to that metal pole, or that PVC pipe, which in turn will let the dude do his thing really fast, it looks like. So let's hook him up with some zip ties real quick, just for the heck of it, and see what it does. Okay, skeleton zip tied on. Prepare for launch. That works. Just for being zip tied anyway, when I'm done with it, I'll actually have him screwed to that PVC pipe, so he's not going to tilt like he is right now. He normally should be sitting this way. I can kind of pose him wherever I want. And I probably could pull it forward a little bit more, this motor, and get more of an up and down on him, and more of a rotation, which I might try that. Let's try that, just for the heck of it. Okay guys, just for the fun of it, I'm going to see what happens when I pull this screw, or this nut off, and I make a little piece of strap that goes maybe just a little bit longer like that. Maybe we can get a little bit more of a movement up top if he has more of a swing on him. So let's give that a shot and see what it does.
Bitch, I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back. Tell me I'm garbage, I'm going through something. That's why I ain't calling. Phoning for pressure, it's all that I wanted. The phone with affection, I summon and dub it. Cause bitch, I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems. I solve.
Alright, that's with the long arm. Got a lot of swing in there. I might check it out with the other arm on again, just to see. Okay guys, I went ahead and pulled the pole back off. And what I'm going to do is I pre-drilled a couple holes in here. I'm going to try to get him to... I'm going to drill into this dude's spine, hopefully. Ah. That's broken way out the other side. Don't want that. I don't know if I got enough. Yeah. Maybe this one. Okay. Now these guys. Oh, I wish I had more screws. I'm gonna find some more screws. Okay. Ta-da! That ought to hold her still. And she's gonna run this way like this. Hopefully she's not gonna get in the way. If so, I'm gonna chop her tail off. Yeah. Alright guys, on to the fun part. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to be using plastic wrap to go ahead and corpse this skeleton. I'm going to do the wrapping part inside because the wind's kind of blowing outside. You want to be in a well ventilated part of your shop outside, somewhere where you get a lot of air so you don't breathe in the toxic fumes from all this getting burned. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap him inside, and then we're going to take him outside and I'll show you how you go ahead and melt this on him to give it the corpse effects, and we'll bring him back inside and we'll slap some wood stain on him and he'll be ready to mount back up and we can finish up this project. So first things first, Saran wrap, it's fun to play with. I'm going to get me a nice piece and wrap his face. And what we did with our skeleton was I took the old skull off, the one that came with this one. This is a Menards skeleton. They were nice and cheap, so we bought a bunch of them. I'm going to start by wrapping his face. I'm going to have his mouth open so it looks a little more creepier. I'll probably run a couple coats or layers on his head here. because I want him to have some nice, or her, because this one's going to be the Pooh Bear. I want her to have some nice, chunky, tan skin, so she looks beautiful. And what I did was she actually had these hair extensions from a long time ago on Halloween or something. And it happens to be pretty close to the same color as hers, so we're gonna put some of this hair on her so it looks like a Pooh Bear. A dead Pooh Bear. Not that I want to see what that looks like, but for the prop, it should be pretty funny. I'm gonna pull this dude's arms straight up, so out of my way. I'm gonna wrap his torso. It's like wrestling a skeleton. Now I'm going to put a few layers on her torso as well. So we got to get milk and get a lot of nasty looking gross skin on her. Just like. Alright, now we're going to take her outside and do some melting. Guys, now we got it outside in a well ventilated area. We got it on the table out here. I got my heat gun right here. Just going to turn it on and just slowly melt the plastic down so that it contours against the body. Okay, now what I got is some red mahogany stain. You can buy it at Walmart or any of your hardware stores. Give me a little paintbrush, paper towels. Probably be best if you had an old wash rag or something, but I don't think I have one, so I'm using paper towels. So what you'll want to do is get some on your brush. And then just apply it to your dude, or your, in this case, your chick. Once you think you get a good amount on there, had it. So you get your highlights and your lowlights. Like that. Okay, back to the video. So, we got the corpsing done on the skeleton. Miss Pooh Bear here, this is going to be her. As you see, she has the blonde hair. So do I. So, we plan on taking this blonde hair and we're going to put some on the skeleton so it looks like her. So, we'll just run through the steps real quick. I gotta switch over cameras because I want you all to see pretty easily. So, that's what we'll do. And we'll get this done real quick. Like so. Okay, we got turbo, pack of glue. She is. We got her hair all put on. Now what I'm going to do is just take a little bit more of this stain that I corpsed her with and kind of put it in there and hide these hairlines. Pooh Bear don't like no hairlines. Just like that. Now she looks glamorous as can be. Now what I'll do is spray a little black spray paint in her hair just to give her a little bit more of a look instead of a sparkly pretty look. We don't want her pretty. Okay guys. Now what we did was we're taking this
Chicken wire.
base for our girl, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this chicken wire so that I can put the spray foam over, so we're not wasting a lot of spray foam. We're gonna spray foam the chicken wire. So I'm kind of building a mound around, and we're gonna build it up and then I'm gonna spray foam it. Alright guys, so we've got the chicken wire all the way around. Leave enough room for her to swing around. I think we're good there. So now we're just going to go ahead and spray this with some spray foam. And then we'll get it all painted and she'll be done. This foam over at Menards, it's the cheapest brand. Hopefully it works good. We're going to go ahead and start foaming this thing up. Now when you foam, just remember, foam expands. Alright guys, you got yourself a mound. I'm going to let this spray foam expand and dry. And then I'll go ahead and mount her back. Well, actually, I'm going to paint it brown. And then we'll mount her back up and she'll be all done. Now that this is nice and hardened up, I got some brown spray paint. It's going to be a flat brown. I'm going to go ahead and paint this thing. guys. Ta-da! What do you think? My wife and my wife. That's kind of what we're going for. Anyway, we wanted to do the whole graveyard thing out in front of our house. I wanted to build one that looked like her, and she's going to build one that looks like me. So she's got the crawler that she's working on right now. That video is going to be out here soon. And she's going to make it look like me with the beard and scruffiness. And then I made the work of art that you see right here, right now. So we got the little dirt mound. Dirt mounds are hard because you don't want to use a lot of that spray foam, so you got to build it up real tall. But what you can do is throw a lot of leaves around it so it evens it out, and it makes it look more like she's crawling out of the dirt. So that's what we're going to do. Then we'll place a big old tombstone behind her that says her name or whatever on it, and then we'll have mine right next to it. But anyway, what do you think of the build, babe? Pretty simple?
Turned out pretty good.
Pretty good. This is the first time we actually corpsed a skeleton, and I think it turned out pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're kind of more realistic and more disgusting, and this is the first time we glued hair on somebody, which actually it turned out all right. Not whatever, it's not bad. So anyway, I gotta get done because I got another project we're working on, so we can make another video for you guys. But if you guys like the project, go ahead and hit that like button for us. If you have any comments for us, hit us up in the comments. If you need to have any questions, measurements, where we got this and that, let us know. We'll let you know. But until then, you're not a subscriber, hit the subscription button.
And we'll see you on the next one.
She's so talkative. Anyway, later guys. Alright guys, ta-da! My wife and my wife. This is my little creation of my wife. Wasn't too hard to build. I think the dirt mound kind of looks a little cheesy. It looks like a big pile of shit. This is what my wife said when she walked out. Like, I'm crawling out of a big old turd.
I said that, huh? Right.
She did.
No.
Anyway, but once we get the dirt mound down on the ground, we start stacking some leaves around it so that it looks like it's more coming up out of the ground. It should look a lot cooler. Then we're going to have a gravestone sitting behind her that says her name on it or whatever, so that she's busting out of the grave all like she is. So, I mean, not too hard. Pretty simple little project. Right, babe? What do you think?
Yep, turned out pretty good.
Pretty cool. So, like I said, we have a little contest going on. I built my wife. Of course, she helped me. And then she's going to build me as the crawler animatronic. So, I'm helping her out a little bit, but she's basically going to do most of it. And then we'll have, when we're done, we'll have two gravestones sitting next to each other, and we'll have me crawling out of the grave and her doing her twerk out of the grave. She, twerking out of the grave. And, right, babe? Anyway, here it is. I hope you like it.